Hello to you all, and welcome to Pyramid Energy. I'm going to lay out the cards on the screen. I've already shuffled. I haven't laid them out yet, but I'm curious from you if you find that you interpret the cards that are on the screen differently to the way I have. I'd like to invite you to share your interpretation in the comments. No pressure, it's just an invitation. This reading is for someone who has turned a new leaf. It feels like a new lease on life. It feels like new information, a different part of you that you have for a very long time held back or felt held back by. Okay? And this also feels like very new energy in the sense that, and I don't usually give any predictions, but I'm just sensing into literally how I'm feeling. This feels like you are either right at the beginning of this or it's about to be felt by you. It's as though the circumstances are already laid out, but you've got a bit of a delayed reaction. Okay? A part of it is a feeling of surprise. Okay? What I'm seeing here is you have opened your mind. Okay? You have also stopped holding back a lot of what you have for a long time sensed entering your life. There was a lot of baggage from before. Baggage came up in the last reading. And this reading actually feels like the reading that I just shared before this, as though the energy has shifted since that reading, if you want to listen to that. Okay. I'm also seeing that you are speaking to yourself differently to how you were very recently speaking to yourself. And there's a shock element here. You have surprised yourself. There are a lot of things that you used to tell yourself that you're starting to recognize are not true. And I see you really allowing for your mind to be open for you to surprise yourself in terms of how you're responding. And you're also bringing out new parts of yourself that and I feel like I'm repeating here, but I'm reading different cards in front of me. You had been hiding from yourself. It feels like you'd been hiding yourself, and it feels like you'd been hiding from yourself. Okay? However, an opportunity has come up around you, which is shifting your position where you've been. I also get the sense that this is not feeling quite natural to you yet, but you're allowing it. You're allowing it. The second row is what's happening around you, which is a beautiful energy. I don't know how else to say it. There is, in your environment, in your surroundings, in your situation, okay, please apply this energy the way I'm sharing it, like as it resonates and as it lands on you. This could be people around you. This could be a person around you. This could be an environment that you have created that is transforming. And what I'm seeing from this is that it is responding to you. Lately, I've been getting a lot of positive karmic energy. It almost feels like a role reversal, in the sense that a lot of the giving that you used to do is now being given to you. It doesn't mean that you are no longer giving to the situation, but it feels like something has opened up around you where you are finally able to receive what you have for so long spoken into your world. There's a lot of emotion coming up here, just in terms of, the idea of realizing how much you complicated your perception of yourself so much. There is a relief coming through around you realizing, it's a relief and a grief and a sadness, but it's a relief most of all, how easy it is to love you. That song does come up, so easy to fall in love. It comes up, but it's got grief in it, in that, how did it take me so long to realize this? Okay? This energy around you is so much aware of your value, what you bring into their lives, the opportunity that you bring into their lives. Okay? But with the Four of Pentacles in the solar plexus, I'm also seeing that while there's so much joy being expressed in your direction and so much appreciation, I've got 10 of Cups and 10 of Pentacles, okay? And I've got the High Priestess in your third eye. This is like, the way that this energy experiences you is on an intuitive level, on a physical level, on a heart level. It's felt, it's experienced, it's very real, the value that you bring into their lives, okay? But what I see is that this is difficult to express. This is difficult to express to you, and it's not out of not wanting to express it, it's just out of the kind of reaction that someone has when they aren't quite sure whether you will receive what they are saying to you or expressing to you the way that they mean it. Okay, and so they just actually want to stay in the moment and just stay in that sense of appreciation for what you bring into their lives. And they are also so appreciative that there is finally somewhere for them to place the value that they feel that they have to offer. There is a lot of emotion here. There is a sense that this energy, while appreciating you, they're able to appreciate what has brought you here, what has brought you to the individual that you are. Okay, without you sharing your story, there is a feeling of being understood and understanding, of feeling understood, and of this feeling of being understood being mutual. It's shared without everything being communicated. This communication, whatever it is that they do manage to actually express to you, that's the tip of the iceberg. There is so much more. There is so much more that is held back, not out of wanting to hold back, but out of not being sure whether you will receive it the way it is meant. This encounter, this experience is a lasting one. Okay, I've got lots of the building pentacles types of cards that are here. I've got the 9 of Pentacles, I've got the Knight of Pentacles, I've got the 10 of Pentacles, and I've got the Queen of Pentacles. And what's definitely coming through is that this is not going anywhere. This is not fleeting. And this will be carried by each person continuing to share and continuing to allow themselves to be surprised, not only by the other, but by themselves as well. And I'm also seeing that communication between you and your environment, or this energy, communication is going to grow and strengthen. There is powerful communication that is possible in this space. Look at the High Priestess with the Emperor right beneath. There is a power in terms of how you communicate. It's as if the other person knows what you are feeling and are trying to say before you've said it, and then you say it, and then there's a reaction which is like the communication amplified, and it just keeps being reciprocated. This is such a beautiful energy. I can't actually. And what they're showing me is that what they want you to do is to recognize that this type of energy creates a cycle that needs to be maintained through recognizing that with each exchange there is a heart reaction and a heart opening that can only be kept up with if you continuously allow yourself to open and open and open. Is to not hold back and to trust that where you are is where you're meant to be right now. There's a lot of emotion in this room, okay? Is to trust that where you are is exactly where you're meant to be, and to not question why did it take me so long to realize that this is possible, okay? And they're saying that for the first time in your life, many times you've expected this, but for the first time in your life, you are going to feel like, or you already feel like, you don't have to fight. You don't have to show up with all your armor. You don't have to struggle. Okay. And what they're showing me is not just release. They're showing me how long you've wanted this. They're showing me how long you've wanted this, to the point where its proximity was invisible to you. You couldn't see how close it is, because you've just for so long felt like you were at such a distance from this reality. The communication between you and this energy, there is going to be nothing too silly for this energy and you. There is going to be nothing too serious between you and this energy. There's nothing that is out of the question. There is nothing that... This is freedom of communication. This is absolute freedom of communication. What this means to me is that there is an understanding that when there is holding back, the result will be holding back. When there is generosity, the result will be generosity. There is an understanding and a mutual respect and a mutual admiration, affection. There is... Does the word mutuality exist? I don't know if it exists, but I'm seeing you completely removed from the world and the feeling of reality that you used to live in and feel constrained by. And I see you committing to constantly allowing yourself to evolve and not again stopping yourself from advancing, sharing, communicating. I'm seeing you, and I do very much feel you in the adjustment stage. I feel that, but there is something that you know, for example, right now or today, that you didn't know yesterday. You didn't know it yesterday, and especially look in your crown and the crown of the energy around you, and in the mutual energy beneath. I've never done this spread before. This is my second time today, and I'm loving it, by the way. I hope you like it too, because I love it, okay? But this mutualness, look at this, Knight of Cups and 10 of Cups and 6 of Cups. It's like we all know now. We all know now that we've arrived. We all know now that this is mutual and it's so good. And all we want to do is continue to nurture this. And even if things get rocky, what we're going to do, we're going to communicate. We're going to communicate. There's a feeling that with others before, it didn't feel this way. That's what I'm seeing here. That's what I'm seeing. And I'm also seeing that you did not know that you could do this. It's a little bit of a, perhaps it makes the mind trip as the mind tries to digest what is going on, but it's as if nothing has changed, but everything has changed. You have not had to change. All you needed to do was open up, accept, and allow it in. And the ease with which it is flowing in is surprising to you, and you may sometimes want to ask yourself, was it always just me? And what they're saying to that is to just allow yourself to move in the present moment and to enjoy this, and to remember to keep breathing, and to remember to keep remembering the love that you have to offer, and that you are in your reciprocation era, and that this space is safe. And they're also showing me you may, with this energy, encounter at times, they're calling it haters. They're saying haters gonna hate. That's what they're saying. And they're saying you can handle it. You can handle it. There's a protection around this relationship between you and this energy. There's a protection. And that protection exists out of understanding exactly how you all got here. What brought you here. Okay, and that this is a higher level kind of love that is shared in this space. I'm hearing something around shifts in frequency. They're saying that, energetically speaking, during times where there are shifts in frequency, especially where any type of relationship is concerned, they're saying that those shifts, I'm almost seeing like sort of a graph, can create sort of a gap. And it's in this gap between the frequencies, let's say of like this gap now that creates a brief or momentary misalignment. They're saying that's when this sort of lower vibrational energy can slip through the cracks. And they're saying to not pay attention to that when it happens. The more you pay attention to that, let's call them the haters or just this lower vibrational energy, the more you pay attention to it, the more you will be aligning to it. And so to recognize that it's just a slight misalignment in frequency and it's not actually a big deal, and that's when these things can be noticed and arise. And to just return to this place of love that you have now come to understand. Okay? That you've now come to understand, and to continue communicating, and it will pass. So to not pay it attention. They're playing with this tension word. They're saying that this lower vibrational energy enters in order to create tension. And the only way that tension is created is when you attach to the tension. And so they're saying do not attach to the tension. It is just there because it's just like it's just part of the circumstance of that momentary misalignment, and to not allow it to, take over the journey. They're also showing me that for both parties here, for you and the energy around you, this is something that you are learning and have both come to learn around the interruptions to your flow and your peace and these kinds of things is, and you and the environment around you, the energy around you, are very much aware that, life is not perfect. And sometimes you'll have a little bit of a wobble and a slip, and you've managed to connect those two things. Like, I'm going through a sort of a slip. I'm going through a slight misalignment. This happens as you're growing as a person, as an individual. This happens to everyone. That is when that lower vibrational energy enters, and to just keep communicating. So you've all learned that this is possible. And so there's this forgiveness that's being applied in those moments, which allows you to keep a general balance. They're also showing me that you are established in a way. They're showing me that you're an established energy. And they're also showing me that the energy around you is also established. When they say established, they're referring to a certain type of regular rhythm in life, responsibilities, things that are already established, things that exist. But they're showing me, especially with this Two of Cups, they're showing me, the way the hands are sort of linking, they're showing me that the necessary time for you to spend time with each other, it will be created, and it's already sort of there, and that there is a flexibility around this, that neither one of you are too rigid to accommodate this relationship, and that there is patience here, and there will be quality time. They're speaking to me very much like this is a love relationship, but it's not only, okay? If this applies to you as a love relationship, that is a beautiful thing. But we are talking about the energy of love, and it's an energy of love. And I recognize that this can open up in many different and various contexts in one's life. But when they speak about quality time, what they're saying is that the time that you do spend together will be of a high quality. So it's not just the sense of, love languages and quality time and paying attention. It's not that. It's to say that the time that you create for each other will be of a high quality. I'm going to leave this here. I want to express my gratitude for this community. I appreciate you all so much. There are now a number of readings on the membership channel. As usual, all my readings are timeless, and so you can go check out the titles to see if anything resonates there for you. I'll be posting more to the memberships channel tomorrow. Sending you all so much love.